What's one piece of advice that you'd give someone who's trying to convince others to invest in customer feedback?
Try it a little bit. Try to get some feedback. Pilot it. It sounds really dumb and basic and like, well, of course. But the truth is that sometimes people can't imagine how you would get feedback without, totally derailing the project. They can't imagine, how useful it could be to have somebody tell them something about something they've spent so much time on. And they're spending so much energy trying to figure out how to, wrangle internal stakeholders that they can't imagine thinking further about, where else they could go. So trying it a little bit, piloting a little bit, being sort of compassionate about this is another step, this is another thing. And then have people reflect on the experience afterwards. And like after the project, ships, or maybe after there's some sort of milestone. And then, that technique will then probably make them realize, hey, this person said this thing and it was really helpful. It helped us make this decision. I think it's easy to set up the biggest, most perfect process in the world, or to say that you're going to do that. And sometimes that's not what the situation calls for. Sometimes it's to just do it a little bit.
Yeah, totally. I think some of the biggest, challenges that I've seen with teams that are really eager to do a better job of listening to customers is that they do come up with this big process that they want to deploy across everything. And your advice on just like starting small, do a little thing, some little at a time. It does sound like super obvious, but so important, especially when you're in a culture that doesn't do this regularly. You will fail if you try to deploy a massive customer listening program overnight.
And then you have to tell people about it. That's the other thing. You can't forget
Yeah.
evangelize. This is the thing. We did this and it worked, and here's what we learned. And so that's the sort of second component. Do the small thing and then tell everyone.